Tiffany here, and I am excited to chat with you guys all today. Let's see, I am going to be sharing my screen here a little bit. And if you are watching, say hi, comment in the chats. I am going to be going live today every Tuesday, 11 a.m. Central Time. Go live and talk about how you can reach your personal, professional, and financial goals for you and your family by starting a bookkeeping business. So, I'm going to dive into this, and any questions that you guys have, don't hesitate to ask. This is your chance to pick my brain and find out everything that you need to know to be able to change your life and reach your goals and not have to work for 10, 15, $20 an hour. You can actually be able to maximize the amount of time that you spend away from your kiddos and your family. So today is March 7th, and tax season, I believe, ends on April 18th. During tax season, that is the quickest and easiest way or time of the year to get clients so you can reach your goals really fast. And I'm going to dig into exactly what that looks like. So if you have some questions, make sure you comment, say hi, type in the chat below, and I would be happy to answer those. So let's dive right into what your exciting journey into business ownership can look like. Before we get started, I just want to let everybody know what our company mission is, why the Stay at Home Bookkeeper Academy is here. And our mission is to empower people to become financially independent without sacrificing connectivity with their families by offering the education and framework to launch their own bookkeeping business from home. So this is really important to us. It's why we exist. It's what our motto, have your cake and eat it too, means. We want you to be able to support your family, reach your financial goals, but not have to sacrifice being away from your kiddos. All right. So it's really important when you decide to start a business or join the Bookkeeper Academy, get this thing going, make a change for your life, that you understand what your goals are. So if you're watching today, if you're watching live, comment live. If you're watching replay, do the hashtag replay for me. But what you want to do is grab a pen and paper, because it's really, really important to dive into your goals so that you have a clear understanding of exactly what it is that you're even doing this for, right? So we're going to get a little bit specific on each one of these areas, and then that way I can help you map out how a bookkeeping business could help you reach these goals and give you the exact timeline for how and when it would also be possible to reach each milestone and goal that you have set for your family. And this will give you complete clarity on what to expect should you decide to move forward with starting a bookkeeping business. So make sure you grab that pen and paper. We're going to dive in first to financial goals. So we're going to put this in order of 3 different goals that you have for yourself, because there are stages to your goals. As you start to grow, your goals will change and develop over time. And also, as you grow your business, you're going to start, from zero, and you're going to grow it. So you're going to hit different various levels of goals. So the first one is going to be a bare minimum goal. What is the bare minimum that you need to make with your business in order to get you to that first milestone, whether it be quitting your corporate job, making up the difference that you have? Like, let's say, for example, you make $3,000 a month, but you pay $1,000 a month in childcare. Well, if you start your business and you're able to quit your job and you won't have to pay childcare anymore, you only need $2,000 a month for your bare minimum goal, right? So that would be an example of that. Second goal would be the goal where everything's covered, you're content, you're worry-free. So this is where maybe you can pay for all of your bills. You don't have to worry about anything. In particular, you can go out to eat with your kids. You don't have to budget every last penny that you make. So, what does that look like? Is that more like $5,000 a month? Is it 6,000, 8,000? Just depends on your current situation, where you live, how many people are in your family, what your bills currently are. So that's different for everybody, right? So write down and decide exactly what that one is. And then the last one is, what is the wow goal that you have for yourself? And this would be something bigger, like you have a bucket list item of maybe upgrading your house, putting a pool in your house, going on a Disney World vacation, going overseas, taking your entire family on a big family vacation, buying a brand new car, things like that. Anything that would be kind of like a bigger bucket list item. How much do you think you need to be making per month in order to be able to start chipping away at some of those bucket list items? So that would be your wow goal. For most of the people that we talk to, goal number one is typically around $3,000, $3,000 to $5,000. Goal number two is typically between $5,000 and $8,000, and goal number three is typically between $8,000 and $10,000. For our average student that's starting out, that's typically what I see, but it's different for everybody. So write down your goal. What's your goal? All right. So the next thing that's really important too is time. It's not Starting this business isn't just all about money, it's also about the time that you can save, that you can basically buy back. So let's talk about that. Write down on one side of your paper, how much do you currently work right now per week? And factor in anything else that you can. Commuting. Is there any other extra time away from your family that would be considered part of your work hours, right? And you can write down the total. You can write the daily total, weekly total, whatever. You have that on one side. Then in a perfect scenario on the other side of your paper, what would you want your daily schedule to be? So, do you want to work Monday through Thursday, 9 to noon? I don't know. Whatever your daily schedule is, write that down and how many hours per day or per week that you would prefer to work in a perfect world if, you money didn't really matter. I mean, I don't know. For me, if money didn't matter, I probably wouldn't work at all. But let's say, be a little realistic. If money didn't matter too much, but you still had to work a little bit, what would be your perfect scenario? Do you have a preference on time of day you would want to work, or how you'd like to structure your schedule, anything like that? And obviously for, people, this changes over time because your kids are growing, they're different ages. You may have a preferred schedule now that may change in the future, but let's just focus on, what it is that you really want now. Then the last main goal that I like to talk about is location freedom. So, what kind of goals do you have when it comes to that? Do you have a desire to work from home, or maybe even work from another location or multiple locations? Currently, I am actually traveling from Houston, which is my home base, and I'm in Carlsbad this week. So, I have location freedom. I can work from wherever I want, and my kids are homeschooled, so we can go wherever we want. So that's a really awesome perk to be able to pick up and go. Although I really am missing some of my routine from home, like my coffee and things like that I like to do. Anyway, but you have that choice. You can be able to, like, move around and go visit family or whatever you want to do. And then also any travel plans that you would like to accomplish in the near future that you haven't been able to do because of restrictions from your job. A lot of people they can't go anywhere, they can't travel with their job, except for the times that they're on vacation. But then it's hard because then you have to use up your vacation hours and things like that. So having your bookkeeping business can also give you a lot of location freedom. So write down what your goals are with that. What would you like to do if you could work from anywhere and it didn't matter to you? Where would you go? Where would you work from? How often would you travel? So jot that down as well. And then if there are any additional goals, leave some space on your paper for that, that you might want to write down, that you have for yourself or your family that you'd like to achieve that, I haven't really talked about. So maybe some of you have some debt that you want to pay off, maybe some extra vacations that you want to do or other traveling. How about buying a new house, or maybe even investing in real estate. So if you have any of those goals, write those goals down there as well, and maybe even attach a small little dollar figure to them that you know will get you started. So let's say if you want to buy a house, you know you need maybe, let's say, $6,000 as a down payment to get started. So jot that down there. So you're really crystal clear on your goals and what it's going to take for you to be able to reach them and how much money. And I'm going to show you guys some examples of what some of our students have been making so that you can kind of get an idea of how you can accomplish some of these goals, what the timeline looks like, and if it's going to be possible for you. So thank you again for listening to that and starting to jot down all of your goals and taking a deep dive into your current situation with me. You definitely want to map out those goals. And I hope that that part of this presentation was just valuable in and of itself to kind of get some clarity on your goals and what you're striving for, right? But now I want to dive into this roadmap so that you understand how you can reach these goals with your bookkeeping business. So, the next 10 minutes or so, I'm going to go over this, and there's a lot of information here. So, I'll probably answer most of your questions, but as I'm going through this, if you think of any, please comment in the chat because I love to answer real questions, real time questions. So anything that you're thinking, throw it at me. I'm happy to dive into those questions. Okay. So, the first thing I want to go over is the average time that it takes our students to reach various levels of consistent, reoccurring, dependable monthly income in their bookkeeping business. So, there's several different ways you can earn income in your bookkeeping business, but some of the other ways, like cleanup jobs, commission, and referral income, things like that, those are something that are not necessarily consistent and they're not as predictable and can vary from client to client, student to student. So, what I'm talking about here is a very conservative, realistic picture of the time frame you can expect with consistent income that you can count on for every month into the future, even if you didn't add another single client to your business once you reach your goal. So, what we typically see from our students is that they add approximately $1,000 of monthly recurring income to their business for each and every month that they are in business. So, let's say your very first goal, you want to make $3,000 per month. It usually takes about 3 months to get to that spot. So, if you look at it today as March 7th, if you did that by June 7th, you would be making $3,000 per month in consistent reoccurring income. And you've probably made well over that in previous months just due to cleanup work. And I'll explain about that a little bit later. But you'd be at your first goal, by the very beginning of summer, which for a lot of you would be really, really great if your kids are not in school over summer and you guys want to have a really awesome, fun summer break. Now is the time to get started because you could really have a healthy income by then. So that's really, really exciting. And your second goal of maybe making $5,000 to $6,000 per month could be by the time the kids go back to school. You could be, making your comfortable in goal number 2 and being well on your way to hitting your WOW goal, which is awesome and very flexible too. So it wouldn't cramp your style over summer. You'd still be able to, have a lot of freedom over the summertime. Also, just to note, during tax season, we typically see our students blow past this timeline as well. And you've booked a call at the perfect time because tax season has kind of started to kick off, right? And so we have about 6 weeks, 5, 6 weeks left of tax season. And a lot of the people that are procrastinating are ready to go and need to get their bookkeeping done ASAP so that they can get their taxes done. So it's a really great time to dive in and get started now and still be able to capitalize on all of the awesome opportunities that tax season does hold for us new bookkeepers. Okay, so a lot of people ask me, so when I hit these monthly income amounts, how many clients does that mean? And so I have this chart here that gives you the average number of clients. So for your first goal, maybe of like $3,000 per month, then you're going to have around five five clients, about five clients for 3,000, six clients. And once you get to your maybe mid-tier goal, depending on what that is, you might need about 10 clients, maybe 20 clients is all it takes for your super wow goal. Okay. Now, this is assuming a couple of things. Number one, assuming that every client you get is rather small. But if there's actually a range to this, because a lot of our students get somewhat larger clients, and that would mean you would just need less clients to reach your income goals. So, for example, Kim got a new client in December that's paying $2,200 per month. So instead of the four clients that are showing at this first milestone, she only needed one. When I had my bookkeeping business and I was making $21,000 per month, I only had 33 clients instead of the 40 that are listed here. So that just gives you an idea of what the range could be. So even up to needing like 10 or 20 clients, that is a huge, huge range. Like, well, not a huge range, but like a huge opportunity for you, because that's not very many businesses. So let me show you what that means. So this chart here on the next screen, it shows you how many potential clients there are out there. Keep in mind, you may only need 10 or 20 to hit your wow goal. And this picture shows that there were 33.2 million businesses in existence in 2022. And as you can see, it grew steadily over the last 5 years, constantly growing, constantly new businesses. In fact, there are over 500,000 small businesses starting every single month. And bookkeepers and CPAs are retiring in droves with no one to replace them because there's been a huge decline in people interested in getting accounting degrees. So, what that means is there are clients literally everywhere you look. There will never be a shortage of potential clients for you, tons of fish in the sea, and never enough bookkeepers out there to help everyone. And if you only need 10 or 20 and there's 33 million to choose from, you can kind of get an idea of how easy it's going to be to find people that need your services. It also helps that bookkeeping is a required service. It's not like a luxury item that you have to try and convince someone to purchase, like, Cincy or Mary Kay or something like that. Those are things where you have to convince people that they need it. Bookkeeping is something that most business owners already know that they need it, and they're already convinced of the value. So, finding but also getting clients to sign up is really relatively easy. You don't need to be good at marketing or sales to be able to get a lot of clients. And of course, we walk you through exactly how to find clients, and I'll show you all about that on an upcoming slide. Again, I'm going to just take a pause real quick at anybody that's watching. Please comment and let me know if you have questions, and I will be more than happy to answer those questions for you. Let's see. Drum roll. And now for my favorite slide of the entire presentation. Here is the expected time commitment that you will need to make to complete the bookkeeping work for these clients that you obtain at various monthly income levels. So, for your first goal, let's say your first goal is $3,000 per month. You only have to work 6 hours per week to complete all of the bookkeeping work. How many hours are you working right now? Let's say you're only working 40 and now you have to work 6. So you're going to get 34 hours per week back. And that's assuming you're only working 40 hours a week from home and you have no commute. So it's a huge change for people to be able to buy that time back by providing a service that you're actually able to make $100 an hour or more. So imagine that for a minute. If you had all that time back, you can spend it with your family, pick up a hobby, maybe just enjoy life more. Maybe you can even reinvest some of that extra time back into your business so you can hit your goal number 2 and your wow goal number 3 and start knocking some of those items from your bucket list that you've always wanted to do. Even at your wow goal, let's say your wow goal is $10,000 per month. you still only need to work about 20 hours per week. And even better, you can work these hours whenever and however you want to. You can work in the morning before the kids wake up. You can work late at night. You can work on the weekends. You can decide to work big long days on Mondays and take the rest of the week off. It's totally flexible and it's totally up to you. And you can even change your schedule from week to week. It's totally amazingly flexible. And it's really great. This is the number one reason why I love it for parents, because you're building a business that when your kids get older, you can scale it. But in the meantime, you're making great money and you're not working that much. So it's fantastic. But I do get a lot of people tell me at this point, okay, wait a second, this seems way too good to be true. How does this high money, low time business work? So I want to break it down to you for you guys and explain to you exactly how it works this way and why it works this way. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's not too good to be true. There really is some business principles behind how it works this way. So let me explain that. So the first thing is proper quoting is very important in this stage of the game. I see bookkeepers all the time underquoting for their services, charging a small hourly fee, all these things. But understanding how to charge, making sure you're not undercharging or undervaluing bookkeeping services, this is an important skill to develop. There are a lot of factors that go into quoting, and in our Bookkeeper Academy, we help you get crystal clear on exactly what to charge a potential client and how to become an expert at this. It takes time and it takes practice. But we go over every single quote that our students have so they can feel 100% confident. The prices that they're charging are right in line with the results that I'm sharing with you guys right now. So, this is what they want to get for their business and their family, and we help make sure that they have these exact type of results. It's important to follow the quoting process that we have outlined for our bookkeepers so that we can help you build a business that does truly give you the freedom you need. We want to avoid creating a second job for yourself, if that makes sense. The second important piece to this is proper and efficient workflow. So we work with you to streamline how you work with each individual client. So that way you are not doing things that are unnecessary or busy work, and you are only doing the things that your client is going to need and get the most value from. So we help you cut out the fluff, cut out the busy work, do the value added necessary services that your client is going to appreciate. We also show you how to streamline that using QuickBooks Online so you can automate your work, but also just streamline the entire process. Then, lastly, with those two things in mind, we're also going to help you build the business with the end in mind. So, we've thought of things that you couldn't even possibly imagine needing to know at this point in your business journey. So, we're able to provide great value there as well and help you set the foundation for this business from day one that helps you build it with the end in mind. And there are two pillars for that. So, for example, one day in the future, you may consider hiring employees in your business. Even if that's something that is far out, maybe 2 to 3 years down the road, there may come a time where that looks attractive to you. And we want you to have the proper quoting and the proper workflow that you can sustain hiring a full time employee and still have a profitable business. Because if you think about it, that's exactly what every other business out there, the businesses that you guys all work for, that's how they do it. They quote and they teach you how to do the work and they pay you, but then they still have a big profit, right? So now we're going to teach you how to do that for yourself and your business, because that's the whole point. So if you go back to this slide again, you'll see here that a full-time employee that works 40 hours a week can actually handle doing the workload for clients that totals $20,000 per month in revenue for your business and income. But the going rate for a bookkeeper or a staff accountant that's a full-time employee is around $5,000 a month. So you'll be able to profit $15,000 per month for every full-time employee that you have on your team. So even as you hire team members, you'll still have a very healthy profit margin and monthly income and still be able to maintain the schedule and work-life balance that you are looking for. So that's really, really important. And that's why it works out this way. It's not too good to be true. It's literally just business concepts, business principles. And we're going to help you build your business with these things in mind. But lastly, we also want you to build the business from day one with potential future plans to sell it. Even if that's not something you think you'd ever do, maybe in 5, 10, 20 years down the road, you may get in a situation where it makes sense to sell your bookkeeping business. So if you set them up the way we teach you, you can get anywhere from 1 to 2 times whatever your annual revenue is as a selling price. So for example, if you have a business where you're making $200,000 per year, you can sell it for $200,000. If you have a business where you're making $1 million per year, you could potentially sell it to someone for $2 million. These businesses tend to be really attractive to potential buyers or investors because of a couple of factors. Number one, the consistent, dependable, reoccurring income. And number two, the high profit margin, even after building a team of employees. So the owner or the CEO, which would be you in this scenario, isn't necessarily needed to run the business in order for it to still be wildly profitable. And investors and potential business buyers, they love that. So we're going to help you build the business with this in mind right from day one. Okay, anybody have questions on that? Now, one thing I haven't even dug into yet is the backwork and cleanup opportunities that you have. So, 9 times out of 10, when you get a new client, they have not done their bookkeeping for months, sometimes even years in the past. And that's why they are looking for bookkeeping services. This is another income opportunity that you have. It's a little harder for us to predict. So I didn't include it on that other slide showing you what your reoccurring income potential is. But here are some examples of some recent students and what they were able to accomplish with the new cleanup jobs. So here we have Kim. She joined our academy on October 17th, 2022. She landed her first client 6 weeks after starting our Bookkeeper Academy and launching her business at the same time. The client was a larger company, like I mentioned earlier in the presentation. She was able to charge $2,200 per month to complete the ongoing bookkeeping services. Once Kim started to dig into her clients' books, we helped her realize that the previous bookkeeper did not do the previous months of 2022's bookkeeping. So she was able to present those findings to her client and propose a $9,000 cleanup job. Her client gave her the go ahead and just asked her to take it out of his account and go ahead and fix it up. So on December 16th, 2022, which was 1 day shy of 2 months of joining the academy, she actually made over $11,000 in her bookkeeping business. So she was right on track for the $2,000 of reoccurring income per month at her 2-month mark into her business, but she actually made $11,000 in month 2. Alicia here, she joined our academy on November 18th, and she spent 3 weeks getting her business set up and ready to go. And then she launched her marketing plan and got her first client on December 15th within 4 days of starting her marketing. So the first client in 4 days, but also the first client before the end of her first month in business. This client was a medium-sized client, so she was able to charge $1,500 per month going forward, and they were behind about 2 years in their bookkeeping. So she got to charge an upfront fee of $6,000 to get them caught up. So again, this is right in line with our expectations of approximately $1,000 per month for every month you're in business with reoccurring clients. But she actually made $7,500 in her first month of joining the academy. So there's some massive opportunity here for some serious quick wins. And I want to read to you exactly. We have one other thing. Um, let's see. She gave me, here we go. So Alicia, the same girl, just posted yesterday. I just received a signed engagement letter for a $12,000 cleanup. She saw my post on Facebook and I opened my business in mid-December, like here, December 15th, like I said. And with just 2 cleanup jobs and my monthly clients, listen to this, I have officially matched my full-time income and it's only March. That's 3 months, maybe 4 months if you count December, January, February. No, 3 months. And she has made enough money that at her old job, she would have had to work all year. Okay, guys, this is really, really life-changing stuff. Yes, back work is my favorite. I agree. So awesome. So the academy, I'll go over what the whole journey looks like in the academy here in just a couple of slides. So stay tuned for that because I'll give you a really detailed explanation of exactly what that looks like. And if Corey, you're watching, if you're seeing any questions on any other pages, let me know if I miss any, okay? Let's see. So we also have one more example I wanted to show you of possibilities with cleanup jobs. Last example is a student named Jennifer. I actually just interviewed her on my first ever podcast interview that's going to be releasing soon. She joined our program on August 12th. And on December 12th, right at her 4-month mark, she told our client success director that she got her 5th client that's paying her $21.97 per month, so another larger client. And she has almost reached the average of $4,000 per month by 4 months into the program. But the cleanup job she got from this client who was behind many years on their bookkeeping was a whopping $32,000. And I did calculate up when Jennifer and I were doing the podcast interview, we calculated it up. And since she started her business after being paid this month for all of her cleanup jobs, she will have had made $70,000 in her business just since mid-August. And if she got no more clients the whole rest of the year, she was going to put in 100,000. She'd make $100,000 in her business, assuming she didn't get any more new clients, which was amazing. But even though Jennifer at this point in time was very close to our expected results of $4,000 of reoccurring income by her 4th month, she actually made over $34,000 in her 4th month, not even counting her income from the other 4 clients that she had, just from this one new client, the 5th client that she got, which is totally incredible. Now, obviously, Jennifer's cleanup job is really on the high end. That's not typically the average, but we have seen this from time to time over the past 4 years of working with students. Kim and Alicia's cleanup jobs are very, very common. As you can see, Alicia has gotten 2 that have been really large. On average, we see students make anywhere from $1,500 to $10,000 for cleanup jobs. That's a typical average range. Anything over that is not usually quite as common, but still a very real possibility for you to hit some of those bucket list items. So such as like, you know, that $12,000 for a cleanup job or this $32,000 one, and you could buy a brand new car with no payments with that. You could take your entire family on an awesome vacation, all paid up front. So there's a lot of things you can do when you get these new client cleanup jobs, which are super awesome. So here's a recap of it if you want to take a look at that. But I just wanted to reiterate, when these ladies got these potential clients, we helped them understand how to conduct the new client discovery call, how to ask all the right questions to get the information that they need. So we are able to help them put together a proper quote, a proper proposal, and then be able to present that to the client. So they were able to explain the value, and that way these clients would say yes. Now that they have the clients, we've also helped them understand how to efficiently onboard these new clients and break down the cleanup jobs into manageable step-by-step process, help them understand exactly how to do the cleanup work, in the accounting software and how to do the ongoing monthly work so they make a minimum of $100 per hour doing this work. A lot of times when you do the cleanup jobs, because you can batch everything together, you actually end up making $200 to $250 an hour. I like to ask my students to track their time because they're always shocked at how much they end up making on these cleanup jobs. But in addition to all of that, everything there that we help our students with, we also show them how to find these clients. So our students usually only spend about an hour a day on their marketing, sometimes more in the beginning and then less as they start to take on their first few clients. But we show you how to find these clients. And there are three main methods that we teach our students to get clients. All three methods have been proven to get our students from zero to $100,000 per year in their business within the first 12 months. Sometimes people hit that even well before the 12-month mark. Like I showed you with Jennifer, she's going to make $70,000 at the end of this month since starting her business in August. So August, September, October, November, December, January, February. So like in 7 months, she's made $70,000, and that doesn't count the rest of the year, right? So we give our students the opportunity to choose which method of marketing works best for them as well. And we have three main methods that we do teach. You don't have to do all of these, but if you choose to do them all, you'll just reach your goals faster. But you do have the flexibility to pick. So the first one that we teach is organic social media marketing. There's typically no cost associated with this. We help you utilize the platforms that you're most familiar with to find and connect with business owners. For example, on Facebook and Facebook groups, on LinkedIn groups, Instagram, etc., those places. We show you how to post content, life events, things like that, that actually get the business owners interested, and their interest is piqued, and then they end up reaching out to you. That's exactly what Alicia said on this post is, somebody reached out to her on Facebook because they saw that she had been posting about her business. That's all it really takes. Typically doesn't cost anything to do this. The second marketing option we have for students is joining networking groups. So we show you how to find virtual or in-person networking groups where business owners hang out. We help you create a strategy when attending these groups so you know exactly how to make the most use of your time and how to get clients from these groups. So we'll show you how you can not only get referrals from the group, but also create a referral partnership so other members of the group will also be doing marketing for you and will most likely refer their clients to you for bookkeeping as well. Some of these groups are free, but some of them do have an investment. For example, I joined an industry exclusive group that cost me about $500 for an annual membership, so 12 months, but I made over $60,000 in my first year of being a member of that group. So if you do choose an in-person group, you'll also factor in gas and potentially meals, as a lot of the groups meet over meal times or social hours. This group actually ended up turning into a second little family for me, which was really awesome. And I really looked forward to going every single week as well. We'll also show you how to get clients doing email marketing. So the first step we help our students with is gathering a mass list of business owners and tax offices, and we help you deploy email campaigns to both. These emails make potential clients interested in reaching back out to you and wanting more information about your bookkeeping services. Sometimes they email you back and ask to hop on a quick call with you. So for the tax offices, we also help our students create strategic partnerships with these tax professionals that happen to respond to your emails. So it ends up being basically a win-win for both the tax professional and the bookkeeper. Tax offices oftentimes get overloaded, especially during tax season, and they need bookkeepers to help get their clients ready for the tax return. So we help you learn how to do bookkeeping so you can do that for the tax offices, and then that way the tax offices can handle the tax returns. If you can get in good with maybe 2 to 3 tax offices, they will usually send you clients consistently throughout the year, Even if they offer bookkeeping services, many tax firms get overloaded during tax season and tax deadlines, and they need bookkeepers to, at a minimum, handle some overflow work. So we help you find these tax offices. We help you learn how to reach out to them and what to say. And we also help you create the strategic relationship that you have. Typically, this method is also no cost, no investment. You can do it all manually. But to save time, you can invest in several different programs that we suggest that run anywhere from $50 to $125 per month. These are all optional, just to help save you time. So as your business grows, you may want to invest in those just to free up more time for yourself. So I'm going to take a quick pause here. Does anybody have any questions that you would like me to go over, or would you like me to dive right in and show you how we help our students get these results and exactly what the plan is? So someone said, I recently saw that Have Your Cake and Eat It Too was on Hire My Mom. Yes, Leslie, who owns Hire My Mom, she interviewed me a while back. So we do work together. Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to dive in. Feel free, guys, at any point in time to comment and let me know your questions. And I'm still going to get to the question about how long is the academy here shortly. So we run some of our support out of this private members only Facebook group. Most of you currently have access to our free Facebook group that's pictured here, which is called Have Your Cake and Eat It Too. But in this private Facebook group, we actually provide a lot of support to our students. We currently have over 200 students that are in their first year of growing their bookkeeping business. It's really awesome to have a community with others who are on your same journey in business, but also in life as well. And you can work together, collaborate, cheer each other on, have accountability partners, things like that. It's really powerful to have that support. It's like having a really awesome, like your best friend coworker. We also have over 40 students that are in their second and third years in our program, and you'll be able to collaborate with them as well on Zoom calls in the group, learn what worked and what didn't work for them as they've grown their business, which is really awesome because this is like having mentors at your job, helping you learn the next skill so you can advance, right? So that's really awesome. But then we have over 10 coaches who are all experts in growing a bookkeeping business that you'll basically have at your disposal as well. So this is kind of like having a really awesome supportive boss that trains you and helps you learn and grow. So you get all the perks of having an amazing workplace environment, but all the perks of being your own boss and having your own business as well. But as a company, we treat this Facebook group like a ticketing system. For every question you post or submit, we answer them all. They can be related to any topic that you can think of. Some examples are sales, marketing, quoting, QuickBooks Online questions. We have technical bookkeeping or tax questions, workflow, mindset, really anything you can think of. And we answer questions 7 days a week. If you ask a question between the hours of 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time on any of these days, we currently have a 60 to 90 minute response time. A lot of our questions also get answered within 40 minutes, which is really great, but we hold our coaches to a 60 to 90 minute response time. Any question asked outside of this time, we do answer it at the beginning of the next shift. So your questions will never go unanswered. This is really awesome for you because you're going to get a quick answer to what you need, what's keeping you stuck, and then be able to move right on to the next best task to help you accomplish your goals in a quick and streamlined manner. Or you can use that extra time that wasn't wasted to spend it with your family. So we also have 8 Zoom calls every single week. Currently, they're Monday through Thursday at 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Some of them start out topic specific, and they mostly end in general Q&A. Typically, what we see is there are Newer students come on to those calls and they usually listen and learn from the questions that other people are asking. As they start to get more confidence and build some traction in their business, then they start participating more and asking questions on the Zoom calls as well. They last anywhere from 60 minutes up to 2 hours, just really depending on the volume of questions and the attendees, but they are scheduled for 60 minutes. We also have a client success director that works with you one-on-one over email. She gives you a step-by-step process from day 1 through day 365. She'll hold you accountable to your own goals, help you stay on track, directs you to the quickest and best support option depending on the questions that you have. So it's really nice to be able to reach out to her anytime you have a question, you don't know where to go, you need some direction, some support, things like that. Also, our Bookkeeper Academy clients also get lessons and coursework on how to create a bookkeeping business where they're making $100 an hour or more. And they get a ton of exclusive bonus trainings that no one else outside of our coaching program, our Bookkeeper Academy, has access to. So it's nice to utilize our client success director for that as well, because you're not going to have time to go through all of the coursework, but it is there for you if it comes up. So we can point you to which, coursework to go to if you do have a question, or you can get your answer on a group Zoom call as well. So now for the question on how long is the academy? So our academy is a 12-month program, but here's what the journey looks like. When you first enroll in the academy, let's say you start today. The first couple of weeks, you're going to be spending some time learning how to set up your business back office so you're physically ready for clients. You're going to learn the basics of bookkeeping and business ownership. You're going to learn how to provide this amazing bookkeeping service to your clients. And you're going to learn how to communicate intelligently with a potential client, how to conduct a client discovery call, what questions to ask, things like that. So those are all the basic things that you're going to learn in the first couple of weeks. So if you start now, before the end of March, you're going to be ready to go and take on clients like well before the end. This is also based on the fact that most of our students have kids at home, but they also have a full-time job. So this is based on you only spending maybe 1 or 2 hours a day. So if you have more bandwidth and you have more time and availability, you may be able to get all of this done in 5 days instead of up to 2 weeks. Then the next half of it, the last week of March, first week of April, you're going to be developing and launching your marketing plan. You're going to get help, support, and feedback from our group Zoom calls as you're looking for your first few clients. So sometimes people come in and they get clients right away. Sometimes people come in and they have a lead already and they just need help quoting, and then they're ready to rock and roll with continuing to grow their business. Other times it takes our students a little bit of time to build some traction with their business, so that way they can start getting some clients from there. So sometimes that can take up to a month to do that if you're following all of these steps. So assuming that you're on the longer end of it, what we typically see is sometime in month 2 is when our students are enrolling their first few clients. This is where we help them with the cleanup jobs, the onboarding, knowing how to do the actual work. And then month 3 through 12 is basically rinse and repeat. So you're going to get continued help with onboarding and working with new clients. And we're going to help you become an expert bookkeeper over time as you're working with paying clients. You'll get exposure to working with clients from all industries because we can help you with that. Most industries, I will say. And this is going to, working with us throughout the first 12 months of your business is really going to help you set the foundation for a profitable business that gives you the financial location and time freedom that you're looking for. Let's see. Sean says, what type of insurance do I need? We do recommend that when you get your first client, you do get errors and omissions insurance. And we have a special link in our course and in our academy as well that you can use to get a quote on that. Typically, it ranges anywhere from like $30 to $40 per month. And it's something that you don't have to do until the end, or I'm sorry, until you get a client. So this is what the journey kind of looks like for the academy and how long it is. Of course, many of our students have upgraded and then have stayed in for 2 and 3 years because they love having the help and support to get to all the different various levels. Currently working with a handful of ladies that are making $20,000 to $40,000 per month in their business right now. And I did just go to Jamaica back in February last month with one of our students who is making about $40,000 a month right now. So super exciting stuff. So let me know if you guys have any more questions about what I went over here and what kind of support that we have in the Bookkeeper Academy. An open book and here to serve you and help you guys. So let me know what questions I have. I'm also really interested to know if you guys feel like this level of support would be beneficial for you to reach your goals. Let's see. Got a question that says, after completing the first year, do you become certified as a bookkeeper? So you do have a option of becoming a QuickBooks Pro Advisor and getting that certification, and you will have a completion certificate from our program. You can definitely have that. Most of the time, people don't care about that anymore because you have a thriving business where you're making $100,000 a year. So having a becoming a certified bookkeeper doesn't really mean anything. Having another one of those pieces of papers that says you're certified, it doesn't really matter. You're not going to make more money. You're not going to be able to market yourself better. It's literally a worthless piece of paper. So we don't really recommend that our students do any kind of certifications. And we're not a college, so we don't have like a degree or a certification that you have, but you don't need it. The only time I recommend people even get QuickBooks Pro Advisor certified is if they feel like they need something to start off with for their own personal confidence level. But you don't need to be a certified bookkeeper to have an awesome, thriving business or to have clients. You don't need it. Great question, though. So I would love to know if you guys could comment in the chat here on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about joining the Bookkeeper Academy? Now I'm going to go over the investment next, but I'd love to know, based on everything you've heard so far, how do you feel? Is it something that is for you? What do you think about it? See if I can look up on my phone and see some of people's questions. I'm not seeing any. All right. So let me know on a scale of 1 to 10 what you guys are thinking. Let's see. Okay. Now I'm going to go over the investment option for you guys as well. And we have a couple of different options right now. We have a pay in full option and we have a payment plan. Before I go on that, though, I'd like to know, someone commented 6, still nervous but interested. I would love to know, what do you think it would take you to get from a 6 to a 10? And also, what is making you feel the most nervous? So if you could comment that below, that would be really helpful. I would love to speak to some of that and chat with you. So, but while you're doing that, I'm going to go over the investment. So this program is a $12,000 program for 12 months of support. Again, we have a pay in full and a payment plan option, but we take you from zero to $100,000 business in this 12-month time span. So basically, you're going to make almost a 10x return on investment. You invest $12,000 to make $100,000. That's more than you could ever make, even if you invested into real estate or something like that. But we do have a payment plan option as well. And let's see, I moved all this stuff around. Okay. So right now we're currently offering 12 interest-free payments for our academy. So when you make your first payment of $1,000, you're going to get immediate access to everything. So typically, what we see is by the time our students have invested the first two payments, they usually have enough clients coming in to cover their investment in the academy. So you don't really have to come up with the full 12,000. You could really just come up with maybe $2,000 for your first and your second payment, and then you'll have built enough traction in your business and started to get clients that your business will not only fund the rest of your investment in the academy, but will also help you reach all those different levels of goals that you have for yourself and the milestones that you have set. And you'll be able to start knocking things off of your list, being able to quit your job, you know, buy a house or whatever it is that you're wanting to do. So, for a limited time, only through the rest of tax season, we're offering 12 interest free payments if you join before April 18th. So, it's going to go up to $12.97 per month for payment plan. If you wait until after tax season is over. So, you definitely want to get on right now so you can take advantage of that $1,000 monthly payment. So, if you have any questions, we would love for you to book a call with our team as well. You're more than welcome to book a call with us, and we'll drop that link in here so we can discuss it. Is this right for you? Is this something that you feel comfortable doing, you're excited about doing? And we can answer any of those specific questions. Awesome. We've got someone that says, I am waiting for my taxes to come in and invest the first two payments of $2,000 for the academy. We're excited to work with you. Yay. So, all right. Well, I'll have my team drop the link to book a call with us if you want to chat a little bit more about this. And if you guys have any questions, you're always welcome to comment on here, post in here. And then if you and I'm always happy to answer. The price of the program is my number one hindrance. Currently not working, so not any wiggle room on my budget. Nervous to get my first client and don't do well. So right, we always like to help people. This program is great for people in extreme, circumstances like that, but you do need to have some kind of funds to be able to start a business, right? So if you have somebody that can help back you, maybe help float the first couple of months so you can get it off the ground, yeah, that's always an option as well. And if you have no real wiggle room on your budget, you have to think to yourself, you need to do something like this even more. It's not really fair that you have to sit and live your life on a teeny tiny budget and always be struggling. It's not fair to have to live like that. All you have to do is make one decision to get out of it, and this is it. Will you be nervous about getting your first few clients, marketing yourself as a bookkeeper when you don't really know everything yet? Of course, all of our students feel that way. They're nervous, they're scared. To be successful, you have to do it anyway. I don't like doing these lives. I get on here every week and present in front of, tons and tons of people. There's 40,000 people on my email list and 30,000 people in this Facebook group, and who knows how many people on YouTube. But I make myself do it because it supports my family. It helps other people support their families. It's important. So you got to make yourself do it. So you're going to be nervous when you get your first client. And the only way you won't do well is if you're too shy to ask for help, because we have everything in our academy to teach you how to do it, to help you teach and learn all of the skills. And we even also offer financial statement reviews so we can review your work and give you feedback on anything that may need changed or fixed. We also show you everything you did well. So it's really foolproof if you just take action. You just have to take action. Nobody is successful if they give in to fear and they don't do anything. And they just keep living their life the same way that you always have. No one's successful like that. So the best thing to do is step out of your comfort zone and just go for it and take action, even if you feel a little nervous. So, but that's what we're here for. We're here to support you throughout that whole process and that whole time. So thank you so much for explaining that and giving me the insight there. And anybody else have any questions, comment below. Click the link to book a call, and we will be more than happy to chat with you and explain everything with you. So get in now before tax season's up. and you can capitalize on those clients and get in now before we do away with our interest-free payment plan option. All right. Okay. So we'll see you guys soon, and we'll see you back here next Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Time. Bye.